So one day last week, I received a text message from my sister. She asked if I would take her to go see Sound of Freedom, to which I responded, "What the hell is Sound of Freedom? Is this some kind of 4th of July concert?" She said, "No, it's a film." I never heard of it. I never saw a trailer. But I did some research and I discovered that, yeah, it's actually a film. So, Sound of Freedom is a movie based on a real-life anti-child trafficking activist named Tim Ballard. Now, it was filmed way back in 2018, and it was set to be released by 20th Century Fox Studios. However, this studio was purchased by Disney, who promptly put the film on the shelf. Now, there are many theories as to why Disney did this, from the simple to the, well, more nefarious, but I honestly don't know. What I do know was the filmmaker spent years trying to get the rights back from Disney. When he was finally able to do so, he approached Angel Studios, asking them to release the film. Angel presented the film to an online group of 100,000 investors, who gave the movie a yes vote within days. So in March of 2023, Variety reported that Angel Studios had acquired the worldwide distribution rights for the film, and they had planned to release it sometime in later 2023. However, Angel later moved this up and gave it a release date of July 4th of this year. So I don't know what to make of all this. Very common for films to be made, sometimes released much later, year or two, but it's really odd for a fully completed film, and I mean ready, edited, ready to go, to sit for 5 years. Now, there is more to discuss in regards to all of this, but why don't we first discuss the film itself? So the plot is pretty simple. Tim Ballard, played by Jim Caviezel, is a special agent with U.S. Homeland Security. He quits his job and embarks on a mission to rescue children from cartels and human traffickers in Latin America. After rescuing a boy from a ruthless child trafficker, Ballard learns the boy's sister is still captive and decides to embark on a dangerous mission to save her. With time running out, he journeys deep into the Colombian jungle, putting his life on the line to free this girl from a fate worse than death. So what do we have here? Is this worth your time? Now, last week we skipped pro and con because, well, Indiana Jones 5, the con would have made the video about 2 hours long. But let's go back to it now. On the pro is the acting. It is strong across the board, particularly Jim Caviezel and Bill Camp. Caviezel is great as Ballard. You can really get the sense of an emotional torment as he dives deeper into this dark world. From the very beginning to the very end, he just plays the part really well. I've always liked him as an actor, and he does a great job. But my favorite is Bill Camp. He plays a former cartel member who spends some time in jail, gets out and has an encounter with a child prostitute that completely changed his life. He now works to help these enslaved children escape. He also plays a little bit of comic relief, if you can call it that, with Caviezel. He's much more lighter, plays off him really well. Not that this is any way, shape, or form a comedy movie, but he does lighten things up a little bit, and it really is needed at times. The scene where he reveals what changed his life and the nature of that encounter, boy, some real powerful stuff there. Also, the script really allows you to experience the horror these children go through, which makes it a very uncomfortable watch. On the con side, it's a bit long. It seems to be a theme these days, doesn't it? Also, it does slow down at times. Just a little too slow. Once or twice. Nothing significant. It's probably could have used a little bit of editing, but not enough to derail the film. Occasionally the dialogue is a bit clunky, but again, nothing to really kill it over. So, what do I give this film? Let's say a solid 7 out of 10. It's a really haunting film that is well acted, well shot. Maybe could have used a little bit of editing. Now, unlike so many other movies, this one had a small budget, $14.5 million. And after 1 week of release, it's already doubled that. So it's basically already broken even after 2 weeks. And with the buzz this movie's getting, it's going to make a nice chunk of change for Angel Studios. I do find it funny that it made more money on July 4th than Indiana Jones 5, despite being in half the theaters. Lastly, I briefly want to talk about some of the press this movie's getting. Now, I don't do politics here. I don't care about your politics. You shouldn't care about my politics. To each his own with that. But I've seen some really disturbing articles about this movie, and not from fringe sites either. Both Rolling Stone magazine and England's The Guardian, that's one of their premier newspapers over there, they've trashed this film. Not even on its merits, which, is always acceptable. Not every film appeals to everyone. But what they're saying is, and I'm going to paraphrase this a little bit, that it's a QAnon-adjacent thriller with paranoid right-wing delusions designed to appeal to the conscience of conspiracy-addled boomer dads with brainworm. Really? I mean, that's your take? You're so entrenched in your side that you can't possibly find something valuable outside your bubble? We're talking about child trafficking here. It's not like immigration or elections or race relations, things that people have opinions on and you can see both sides to. This is child trafficking and enslavement. Are you saying it doesn't happen? Because it does, and it always has. And you would think that this was an issue that we could all agree on, but I guess not. And, it makes you wonder a little, why are they so against a movie about child enslavement and child sex slavery? I don't want to speculate. Let's not even go there. All I will say is, you should look in the mirror, realize that you might be the bad guy here. So, I recommend Sound of Freedom. Either in the theaters or at home streaming, it's worth your time. But it is an uncomfortable watch, so prepare yourself. And as always, if you like what you heard, click the like button, subscribe, leave a comment. I'll answer. You can debate any film you want. I'll review whatever you ask. And if you did not like what you heard, well, I do thank you for giving me your valuable time. And I'll see you next week. Take care.